excellence for 20 years. Kobe Bryant has never cheated the game. He has never cheated us as the fans. He's played through injuries. He's played hurt. And we have 5 championship banners to show for it. When you think about this town, for the last 20 years, this man has been the biggest and greatest celebrity we've had in this town for 20 years. He is not only a great and unbelievable sports icon, but also he's the greatest to wear the purple and gold.
In the Garden, which I can't remember how much he had, but I know I had multiple steals against him, to where in the game, in my head, all I'm thinking of is when I have this conversation with my brother after the game, how I'm going to tell him how I stole a ball from Kobe, how I stripped Kobe before he was finna take a shot, how I drove by Kobe and got a dunk. Like, I'm thinking about all these things in my head. I'm like, so geek. The fourth quarter start.
Wait, you were already celebrating?
Not celebrating.
In your head, though, you were already like,
in my head, I'm just thinking.
To tell.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just thinking, like, gee, I was having that out of body experience. Like,
Yes,
gee,
like, let me appreciate this is amazing.
Right, we in the Garden, they going crazy. I got my player editions on. I just stole that thing from Kobe. Like, you know what I mean? Linsanity was going on. I'm like,
Wait, was this the Friday night game in the Garden, the Linsanity game?
I don't remember. It might have been.
But the one that
No, it wasn't that. I honestly can't.
Because Kobe went for 34 that night.
This is what I'm explaining.
And he went off in the fourth quarter.
This is what I'm explaining.
Okay.
The fourth quarter starts. And Kobe said, you had a great game.
Of a distraction.
Help force that shot go awry. Bryant spins it, grab the double team again and scores.
Oh my God.
Said, yo, you had a great game, young fella. But I'm looking like, bro.
There's still another quarter.
I swear I looked at the clock like, oh God. But I'm looking like, it's 12 minutes. What you talking about? Like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't said nothing the whole game. I've been talking shit. I done stole the ball. I'm hyped as hell. It's Kobe Bryant. He ain't said not one word to me. Great game, young fella. You know, locked in. The man come down. You remember he came, shot fake, threw it off the glass, caught it, threw it to the corner. I'm like, bro, what you on?
He's drawn upon Tebow the way he's living his life, is the way he wants to live his. Here's Bryant off the board to himself, back to Powell, scores! What a play! Kobe Bryant to Powell.
Way to invent a way to pass the ball to Powell. The convention.
Like, bro, you been regular all game. Shot, get to the spot, shot fake, spin, pivot over here, spin back on the foot, drop it off the glass. I'm like, bro, what's going on?
Athletic and is in the top 5 in steals in the NBA. Kobe, rising baseline, he's got it again.
And then he pulled up from like 35 feet on some Steph Curry shit before Steph was doing that. He pulled up and laced it. I'm like, they called a timeout. Dan Tony looking at me. I'm like, bro, I ain't.
All the way, just short as Andrew was there to make him miss. Kobe's now got to shoot a 3. And does. And scores.
I'm like, bro, I guard everything, bro. Nah, bro, I guarded the first 2 moves. He ain't supposed to.
So the Lakers get another steal. Steve Blake got the better of it. Now to Matt Barnes. Andrew still has yet to get down the court. Now he finally does. Kobe, a little shake and bake. Count if it goes, it goes. Kobe's got a 3-point opportunity. Kobe answers back.
It's very good to see you.
You too.
Thank you for being here. You've been booked for a few weeks, and I really appreciate you keeping the booking and coming tonight.
You know, Kobe wouldn't have want me to cancel.
That's right.
I think you know, Kobe would want us all to carry on and be great in our lives, and we should do something positive, you know, whether it's you know, making sure that we love our family or giving back to an organization in his name. we should do something great because he was such a great man, great husband, great father, incredible basketball player. And for 20 years,
Yeah, long time.
To wear the Laker purple and gold, man.
And never take it off.
No. And love playing the game, and then to see him, just become a great father and husband. And he was enjoying life and went way too early.
Yeah, well, you were his idol. I mean, that's something.
Well, we idolized each other.
Yeah, I think that's very interesting because you both called each other the greatest Laker of all time.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like either one of you was just being nice about it. It seemed like you both meant it. And I could understand you being his idol, him calling you the greatest Laker of all time. And to be honest, I think of you as the greatest Laker of all time.
Well, thank you.
It's so unusual to me that you would give that title to him.
Well, because we both poured our heart and soul into performing every night in Los Angeles for the greatest fans on earth. And we both were committed to basketball. We were married to basketball. We were married to winning and playing the game the right way. And then every night that you came to the Forum, because that's where he first started, and then he was actually able to build Staples Center. And every night you came to Staples Center, you knew you were going to see something special, something great that you've never seen in your life, and that was Kobe Bryant. And then he made no excuses. That's why we all should never make excuses, because Kobe never made an excuse. Whether he was tired, hurt, he played through everything. And the man gave us everything that he had.
Who do you think hated losing more, you or him?
Both of us.
Yeah.
We both hated losing, and we both enjoyed winning, and especially winning in Los Angeles for the Lakers. And
this is a great photo of you guys. You posted this from 1998.
Yeah.
What do you remember about this? Anything?
Well, we actually one time played one-on-one, and he got so mad at me because I called foul on every play.
Can I tell you something? He said that here on our show. We have a clip. Well, one of the things, speaking of Magic, that I thought was very interesting is that you only played with Magic one time.
One time.
In a practice.
That was it.
How did that go?
He called every single foul, even the ones that weren't there. I was like, hey, that was a foul. And I was like,
all right, you're Magic.
what's the score? It's 10-6. No, it's not. It's 10-9. I'm like, what?
Is that an accurate account of what happened?
Of course. I was older. He was in his prime killing me. So I was like, I got to cheat. I got to do something.
It was like you were on the Houston Astros almost. No, we don't want to. We can't talk about that.
The last time we did that, I got fined.
I know.
Any good stories you have about Kobe? I mean,
Final seconds. Bryant for the win.
Honestly, I look at Kobe Bryant as that guy that is the best, one of the best in our league. Every time when I'm not playing, if the Lakers on TV, I'm watching them. I'm watching him. I'm trying to learn from him and see how he may be attacking this certain team that he's playing. Because a lot of teams kind of play me the same way that they may play Kobe with double and triple teams and, making you have to facilitate to your teammates. Yes. So I definitely look at Kobe as that guy that, he's that guy. He's that one.
He happened to say, like, you guys can't even sit at the lunch table with me. I got 5 championships. What do you have?
Kobe or LeBron?
well, I mean, that's a tough one. I would say Kevin Durant. Nah, in terms of dominance of the game of basketball at this stage, is LeBron. Championship-wise, Kobe Bryant. He wants it so bad and he's willing to go to the extreme, guarding a guy, guarding the point guards at the age of 34, playing 38 minutes, 40 minutes. That's ludicrous. I think this is what he's battling with. It is what it is. He's cursed as much as I am.
His preparation to win is as good as anybody's, ever. Many people confuse the fact that he wants to beat you scoring. Obviously, he's one of the great scorers in the history of the game. But Kobe will do whatever you ask him to do to win, whether it be play defense, rebound, pass. He just wants to win.
Everything difficult for him tonight?
Well, it's tough. He's one of the greatest players of all time, and trying to make him work. He's going to score his points. He's that good.
You know, me and Kobe actually, I walked in the gym and, he's in there getting a full workout on, full sweat, and he goes, Jew, come over here.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, man, what in the world? Like, I can't warm up, can't get stretch a little bit, whatever. But he brought me over there, and we were playing 1-on-1 in the post.
Oh.
No, I was up 7 to 3.
Okay.
And then we won 21, and then he beat me 21 to 7.
You guys played in a kind of pickup game.
Yeah.
It's called, what is it called? The Drew
Drew
League?
League, out here.
And it's here in town, and this was during the NBA lockout or something?
The lockout, it was summertime, and, it's like a Washington Park, and, it was just a pack. It was a packed, little small gym.
Kids play there, right?
Kids play there. Yeah. And, he came out. I had 50 points, though.
How many did he have?
I think he had like 40, but he hit the game winner.
He hit the game winner. Of course he does. That's what he does. Is he the most competitive guy you played against?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh,
for sure.
really?
I think he shows it on the court as well. I mean, just by his demeanor.
Are you glad you don't have to play against him
No,
anymore?
I think we all miss him, man. He's a legend.
It was a game against Utah. I'm gonna say it's his rookie or second year. We're getting pummeled in the playoffs, and nobody wants to take the last 3 shots. He takes them. They're all air balls. If you remember me walking off the court with him. I said, you know what? Everybody's laughing at you now, but one day they're going to fear you taking these shots.
If there's one player in the NBA that you could play with, who would you want that player to be? One player.
Jelly Bean.
Kobe?
Jelly Bean.
He's the best player in the game?
Oh, hands down.
Playing against Kobe is like playing against a grizzly bear. If anything, any fear in you that shows, he's going to expose it. I've actually enjoyed the encounters and the competition against Kobe, man. Kobe's going to bring the best out of you. And when you play the best, you know you better be on your best. And anytime I'm pushed like that, I have nothing but great respect for that.
I scratch my head every time I hear the name Kobe Bryant right now, and I try to get a dictionary and try to find a word that what he's doing right now, and I'm just lost for words. I mean, he's amazing. I've been quoted saying that he's definitely the best player in our league. To me, in my eyes, the best scorer in our league, and it's unbelievable. I don't know if it's not another guy in this league that can accomplish some of the things that he's doing right now.
I think Kobe Bryant and he showed tonight, truly the best player, closer. I mean, look, I had a chance to play against him and Michael Jordan. More so Michael Jordan in his prime. Kobe was younger, obviously.
Ernie, you see that shot there? You see that shot?
There's only one other guy that can make those shots, and he's retired right now doing Hanes commercials. I mean, bad Hanes commercials, I might add, too. But
no, listen.
There's nothing you can say. I mean, this kid is unreal.
You know what? I got to tell you something. I really can't believe those shots he was making. I mean, as a coach, you say, make him shoot, fade away, laying down 2s and 3s. On every one of those plays we showed, that was great defense. That's what's scary.
Kobe's ability to play above the rim, I think, is I don't know if it's really been seen before. He really has the power and the strength to play above the rim against anybody. He can drive the ball to the hole and dunk on anybody.
Those games where, even though I was on the court, I just wanted to watch Kobe, do his thing, because it was just so much fun just watching him go to work. And, he comes into practice every day with the same mentality, get better, not just offensively, but defensively. He's the last person leaving the gym, and he's always working on different moves and different shots. And then he gets in the game, and he tries it, and it works.
What's it like
like to play Kobe Bryant?
What's it like to beat him?
To play him?
Oh, to play him is cool. I mean, best player in the game. You know, you can learn a lot from him. So just pay close attention to a lot of things that he does. You know, he's real good with details, and every inch on the court is an opportunity for him to create space to get open to score. And defensively, he's becoming a better player too. So, best player in the game.
I have a great story. I was switched on him in the post, and he caught it real quick, and he turned, and I blocked it all the way to half court. And I was like, whoa, I just blocked Kobe Bryant's shot. Somebody got it and gave it back to him, and he hit a three, and he looked at me and said, the play goes on, young fella.
He's a really, really good player. Individually, he has some of the best skills that the NBA has ever seen in history. And he's shown year after year after year why he continues to be one of the best players in our league.
How he goes at basketball and, you know, his preparation and dedication to the game is, you know, something that's unique. You know, kids think that he's Kobe Bryant, he's just as good as he is because of him just knowing how to play. They don't know before the product touches the store. You know, it's a lot of things that has to go into that. It's something that people, when they look at him play, it's like, oh, I can do that. Nah, you can't do that. You know, he's the only person on this earth that can do what he's doing on the basketball court. He defends and plays offense. Who does that? He guards, he defends, he stops people. You know, and then do that on the offensive end. I mean, that's like seeing him that night. It's like, damn, I can't score, and he about to bust my ass. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Best clutch shooter in today's game, I would have to go with Kobe Jelly Bean Bryant.
Myself and him were still the greatest little man, big man, 1-2 punch ever created in the history of the game. And you know, hopefully we can get a couple of a glimpse of what we used to do, but it's going to be fun. He's probably the MVP this year. You know, he's a monster.
Over LeBron?
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant over LeBron James. You're sitting here right now.
No, I'm not. No. I'm not comparing. I'm just saying that young man is a beast. You know, we all know he's a beast. LeBron is a beast also, but you know, he's playing excellent ball right now. You know, he's got his team playing well. You know, he's leading by example. But
It's good to play with the best player in the world on your team because it makes stuff a lot easier.
When and why did you come to the revelation that this is the greatest player on the planet, Kobe Bryant?
Because when I first came to LA, Jerry showed me a tape of this kid, and I knew he had potential. And a lot of people thought we had problems. We never really had problems at all. I'm the big brother, he's the little brother. I want him to be the best player in the world. I really do. So, you know, we really didn't have struggles. You know, I think the media wanted us to have struggles. You know, just two great players playing on the same team.
Right there, probably with Jordan. I mean, Jordan will always, to me, be the best of the best of the best, but, you know, you got to put Kobe there, and that's where, you know, Dwayne and LeBron and Carmelo and all these other guys one day would like to be considered in that group.
He was beating the Lakers, I want to say at least by 18-20. Kobe just started hitting crazy shot after crazy shot.
Kobe one-on-one against Landry Fields. Three-pointer over Fields. Good.
You know, every time the ball left his hand, you could hear the crowd just forcing the ball to go in.
Kobe pump fakes. Three-pointer for the tie. It's good! Kobe ties the game!
You know, I think he ended the game with 40-some points.
The game is tied at 1:15. 15 seconds to go. 10 to shoot. Kobe towards the hoop. Kobe all the way. Slam dunk! Kobe Bryant! Timeout Toronto! Are you kidding me? Kobe's got 41!
I think he was the Michael Jordan of our generation, and what they did at the All-Star game, it was great, and we did something very special in San Antonio with a nice tribute.
Studying him, wanted to be like him. You know, he's Michael Jordan. You know, I watched Michael towards the end of his career when he was with the Wizards, and I seen that's when Kobe emerged as the guy for us. So, yeah, I mean, I've been disappointed this year, you know, because you guys treating him like, you know, he's a legend, and all I hear about how bad he's playing, how bad he's shooting, it's time for him to hang it up. You guys treated one of our legends like I didn't really like it, and you know, so hopefully now you can start being nice to him that he decided to, you know, retire after this year, you know, and it was sad the way he was getting treated, in my opinion. But he has just an amazing career, a guy that changed the game for me as a player, mentally, physically. You know, means so much to the game of basketball, and somebody I'm always going to look to for advice, for help, for anything, and just a
just a brilliant, intelligent man. And
Kobe starts on the defensive end. I mean, today, just in practice today, you know, he got out the rookie point guard, 6 straight possessions, he stripped him. He's not about just scoring and highlights. He's about the dirty work.
Kobe has been unselfish, has been willing to do whatever it takes to win.
Woo! Hey now, hey now.
He's just mentally, he's on a different level than anybody I've ever met.
Yeah, it got to a point where we basically were at the top of our game at one point. And it was always a war. You know, obviously he was too big for me, you know what I mean? So I couldn't guard him because he would just take me into the post. I ain't have a chance.
That's his own. You know, where your team is down 18 and your willpower lets you hit 5 threes in a row.
Here's Kobe again, yes sir!
He knew if you looked on his face, every shot was going in for him.
We were winning the basketball game in the fourth quarter, okay? So we played a triangle in 2. We played a box in 1. We played zone. We played every defense that I could think of and my assistant coaches that we could conjure up.
Then Kobe went in the phone booth.
Kobe Bryant made some shots that night. He double pumped, he traveled, he spent the opposite way. He made shots that were incredible. So at the end of the night, I was stuck between, everybody was saying, well, you should just run the whole team at him.
Kobe on Klay Thompson.
Last possession of the game, you know, I'm guarding him. He hits me with a move baseline and then knocks down a jumper to win it.
Kobe rising again. Another bucket. The ultimate closer.
I'm like, man, this guy, Kobe Bryant, man.
He's so creative, and you know, in any parts of the floor, it don't matter where he is, he can just do things that I couldn't even think of.
If Michael Jordan is the original, Kobe Bryant is the remix, baby.
What does Kobe Bryant's retirement mean to you?
It makes you a little scary because you know you were the next era up, you know? Like Kobe's as he said in his press conference, he's the triple OG. And guys like myself, Brian, in that 2003 class, we the OGs of the league. So we're the older guys, you know? And it's like, oh, we're the next ones up, you know, after the Kobes and the Tim Duncans and the Dirks, you know, retire. So it's kind of scary from that point, but from a sense of a guy's career, someone I admired, someone who was a role model to me as a player, someone I could call a friend, his career was...
One to compete, one to be the best. He told me one time he was going to be the Will Smith of the NBA. He told me that at 18 years old. I was like, okay, young fella. But I saw something in him that, like, you know what, this kid definitely has a potential. Like, you know how they always say people are in the gym a couple hours before, a couple hours after? That definitely was Kobe Bryant.
He has an array of moves in the air. A lot of people don't have the body control that Kobe Bryant has. When you talk about him leaving the floor off one leg or both legs, you know, there aren't too many guys that play in the NBA that can do those type of things.
Oh, Kobe. Oh!
You remember your first game against him, and if so, how did that go?
First game,
were you intimidated? I mean, were you nervous?
No. I wasn't intimidated or nothing. I didn't have to guard him, so I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried none. Just trying to focus on guarding Derek Fisher at the time. So.
Been quoted in the past, and I will continue to be quoted. I think he's the best player in our league right now. What he's able to do offensively and defensively is, I mean, it's unbelievable, and I look up to a guy like Kobe Bryant just because of what he's able to do every night he goes out on the basketball court. So, once again, I'm quoting again saying that Kobe Bryant is the best player in our league.
I started playing with him in AAU, so I had to see the potential of what he brought to the table and who he wanted to be and who he was going to become. I mean, throughout, our 18 years of battling, some have been good and some have been nasty. Right. Because that's just who he is. We've got each other's faces and all of that stuff. I mean, that's what it was about. I mean, you expected that.
I mean, it's crazy, man. Me growing up in L.A., obviously being able to watch Kobe and kind of one of the guys I looked up to in L.A. is kind of crazy to just kind of see him, hang him up. Obviously, he's one of the greatest players to play the game and somebody that I learned a lot from and somebody that I look up to now, especially watching him play. His demeanor, his attitude, his competitive nature. And it's going to be crazy to not see him on the floor, but throughout this season. When we play him, get an opportunity to kind of, thank him for, what he did for the game of basketball. And just for me being a kid in LA, growing up watching the Lakers, it was good for me.
We tried pretty much everything. We double-teamed them, we triple-teamed them, and he kept on coming.
Kobe doesn't have the numbers, but boy, he's trying to make his own statement. On the reverse, he does.
That was disappointing for us, but there was nothing really we could do about it. That's why he's the best scorer in this game right now.
I think he's the most talented player in the game at both ends of the floor. And with that comes a huge responsibility and a hell of a dilemma at times. And as we all know, Michael had to work through that. And I think Kobe's really concentrating on working through that same dilemma in trusting teammates and doing it on a consistent basis. And I think that he's done a great job of that this season. And I think the way the players around him are playing is the proof of that.
From all the players in high school that I've seen, I thought Kobe, as a high school player, was the best player. He wasn't a kid playing back then. He carried himself in a way that was way beyond his years. And he obviously had this incredible ability to score. When he was on the court, he hurt the other team, not just in what he was doing physically, but his mere presence. You believed you were supposed to lose to this guy. I loved him, and I loved how he walked into a gym, how he warmed up, how he did everything. It was just way beyond his years. It reminded me so much of Jordan. That's the way Michael was all the time as a pro, even a young pro. And really how Michael conducted himself at North Carolina. Kobe and him, it was very similar.
Now, Phil, I understand you agree with Michael Thompson when Michael screams to everybody that Kobe has better basketball skills than Michael Jordan. Do you agree with that?
He does. I think that he has overall. So there's some things that Michael Jordan had that Kobe doesn't have. He has a bigger body. He was stronger. And Kobe's strong. He had these incredible hands, and those hands were, billion-dollar hands where he could do so many things with it.
It's got countless moments, of his greatness. And, it's gonna be different not competing against him. It's gonna be different going into Staples Center and not seeing 24.
He deserved all the praise that he's going to get. He's a fighter, you know what I mean? And with all the criticism that came his way throughout the years, he was able to overcome it all. That's how he's built, you know what I mean? He loved proving people wrong. That's what type of fighter he is. That's what type of competitor he is. And it was just an honor to play against him and just to be able to witness it, all of the greatness that he gave all of us fans.
This is amazing. Look at Kobe Bryant. What a spectacular play. That might be the most sensational basket.
He's doing this, and he always look with Kobe. I didn't have a strategy for Kobe. I didn't know what to do with Kobe. And so sometimes, man, I would just he'd go up and shot. I would just hit his arm, his arm, and just And the problem too is I couldn't go back at him because at my role, in Phoenix, Nash had the ball in his hand, so I'm stuck in the corner, and I'm not, I'm not a spot-up shooter. So he was hard to defend, but in that moment, man, a couple times I guessed right. I'm he's gonna go right, he's gonna shot fake. I'm not, I know what he's gonna do, and I'm like, and then you know how hard it is.
You're saying this, when you squared off against him, you're saying that in your head as you're defending him?
I knew he wanted to go right, and I knew he had a great ball fake, and I've seen him do it before. And so that one shot right in front of our bench where he tapped Alvin on the, and so he hit a tough shot on me before that. And I tried to deny him the ball, but he gets it. He goes right, I go with him. He shot fakes, I don't go for it. I get closer into him. I go up when he goes up. You know how hard it is to do a shot fake, reload from three?
And somebody in your grill?
And I couldn't be any closer to him without fouling him. Man, this dude hits me. I was like, I was actually proud of the defense I played.
Yeah.
He had that it factor.
I'm young, but not going to back down from anyone.
I'm going to go in there and I'm going to work hard every day.
As a rookie, it was like he acted as if he belonged already.
Here comes Bryant. Oh, mesmerizing!
He played without fear.
Kobe inside the three-point arc, fades and fires and hits. Kobe Bryant has hit a shot at the buzzer!
He impacted so many people on and off the court, all over the world, on top of being at the very, very top of the game. So there's something in him that transcended basketball.
81-point game.
And to see that performance was unbelievable. Pump fake shot, reverse spin shot. Yeah, I watch it. yeah, I study it.
Whenever you talk basketball, you got to speak his name. He is basketball. You can't have a basketball conversation without Kobe Bryant.
The Lakers repeat back-to-back.
Look, I mean, then there's the conversation, too, about Jordan and LeBron. Who would you take there?
How come Kobe's name is never brought up?
Oh.
I'm just asking.
Okay, all right.
No, I'm just asking.
You know, that's a good point. Because
I think it's kind of disrespectful. You ask me.
The first time I knew Kobe Bryant was real is when we was at an All-Star game and he comes to me and say, "Big bro, GP, tell me how every time I can't never get over a pick with you and you get over a pick with me and stay in front of me. Could you teach me?" When a young guy who is that talented and is coming up and becoming who he is, to come and ask another guy to teach him how to do something.
Payton with the spin. Bryant, Kobe's first All-Star hoop.
It shows volumes of what he was. And I wasn't afraid to giving them tips. In the same year, he made all defensive team, first team with me.
Here's a steal by Kobe. Watch this play.
And then he continued to make it with me year after year. And I just thought about that and I said, that's a kid that had determination and fight and wanted to play basketball and do it.
When Kobe first came into the league, it was a challenge because, you know, being a high school player, you're so dominant at that high school level. And right away you want to come and prove yourself at the professional level, which is totally different and is difficult. But Kobe had that poise, that determination to really want to do it. He really wanted to prove everybody that he belonged, and he belonged right away. He didn't feel he had to wait a couple years. He felt he belonged right away. His main thing was, when he first came in, is that I'm the best one-on-one player in the NBA. That was his main thing, and we would always try to tell him, you know, this game is not about one-on-one. It's a team game. But that was him. That was his drive, just to be the best, you know, one-on-one player. Because when he got the ball in the isolation situation, he felt he couldn't be stopped. And I think at a young age, when he first came in, I mean, he gave us fits in practice. You know, there's no lie about that. He was that good, and you know, he worked at everything he did. You know, those crazy shots that he takes with the 500 pump fakes and raise up and makes that shot. He literally worked on those things. It's like, you know, when you playing against Iverson, you playing against a Jordan, a Grant Hill, a Penny Hardaway. Your game plan is to stop Kobe. And I knew a little bit about him. And you know, you would try to tell guys, look, he's tough. He's gonna constantly keep coming at you. You know, don't make him upset, because all he's gonna do is he needs that fuel to really, you know, go at you and hammer you. And playing against him, it was tough.
Special human being, man. I mean, like, a lot of people know Kobe because of what he'd done on the basketball court, especially his career with the Lakers. But I've been knowing him since we were kids, and you know, very special human being. Taught me a whole lot, especially from the simple fact of having a killer instinct. Like, people seen that when you hear Mamba mentality, like, people hear that late, like Kobe championships, you know, MVPs and everything like that. No, he had that Mamba mentality at 15, 16 years old. I can remember being in a room late at night, because we were roommates on all AAU events, McDonald's All-American Game, Magic Johnson Run Ball Classic.
Dakota with the bounce pass, and Bryant jams it home, and that got him up out of the seats and some high five.
And I can remember we were playing, and Tim Thomas was the #1 player in the country at that time. And Kobe didn't want to go to sleep that night. He was restless, and he would do this multiple times at night. He would just walk around my bed, because my bed was here, his bed was there. He would just walk around my bed, and he was like, hey man, Rip, tomorrow, you know, they got Tim Thomas as the #1 player in the country. I should be the #1 player in the country. I'm gonna go out there and show the world. He said, watch, just wait and see. And I'm like, bro, go to sleep, man. Like, we got 3 big games tomorrow because we got to win the tournament. He's like, nah, look, trust me, I'm gonna have my A game. I'm gonna come out there and I'm just gonna destroy everybody that's out on the floor, regardless who's guarding me.
Kobe Bryant at the other end. Explosion.
And Kobe came out there and showed the world why he should have been the #1 player in the country. I mean, he showcased his ability to score, to attack, and to dominate. We ended up winning that game. And when you looked at the ratings after that game, Kobe Bryant was the #1 player in the country.
I knew Kobe Bryant was going to be special from day one. Reminded me of myself. When I first came into the league at 19, I wanted it out. Give it to me. Take all the shot. So when he came in and he was doing all that, and we had to like, hey, young fella, slow down. But he would never slow down. You know, all that first to come to practice, last to leave, that was him.
The words that come to my mind when I hear Black Mamba.
2-4, number 8, man, the one and only.
Killer instinct, dominating in every aspect.
Talking about the snake from Africa over there?
One of the deadliest strikers.
Fighter, aggressive, tenacious,
venomous,
annoying.
Just intensity to the way he approaches the game. He's always trying to take your heart out, man, and you got to be ready for that.
He can make the game-winning shot. He's clutch.
Aí de sempre querer ser melhor do que ele mesmo.
He's so good at what he does. People still hate him for that.
I don't know if I would say hated. If you're not cheering for him, you're gonna have to hate him because he's killing your team.
He always played because he loved the sport, not for any other reason.
I have once used his name as an emoji, Co and then a B, so it was actually quite funny.
I think he relishes being vilified by fans of the other team.
Man, Kobe sucks, you know?
29 other arenas. He's hated.
They love to hate him, but at the same time, they love to watch him.
No one likes me, so what? He gonna make you like him.
Your haters are your biggest fans.
The hate just made him better.
He pissed me off a lot. People go at him like he's a villain. He comes out, shows them what it's all about.
He thrives in those moments.
He stops at nothing, really, to win.
Tener 5 anillos y querer ser. He wanted everything from you. He didn't want you to have nothing.
At the end of the day, it's me versus you. Tough love.
He happened to say, like, you guys can't even sit at the lunch table with me. I got 5 championships. What do you have?
One word that summarizes Kobe.
Unstoppable.
Clutch.
勇气.
Ejemplo.
Selfish.
Obsessive. Tough.
Winner.
Líder. Fearless.
Competitor.
Unpredictable.
Respect. Relentless.
Genial.
Maniac.
Legend.
So
we want to remind people how important a member of our family you are, and we put this out. And, you know, it was an open letter from Nike to a member of our family, Kobe Bryant, about what you mean to us and reminding people what you've meant to the game of basketball. How did you feel when you first read that?
Nike to me is, it's more than just, it's not a company to me, it's like family. You motherfucker.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, I like it. Almost got me too. Almost got me too. Almost got me too.
So I mean, it meant more to me than just, it means more to me than just a company or a shoe. You know, it affects life. It affects how you live it. You know, it's a teacher of life, and you know, just do it. You know, means more than just getting out of bed and performing an action. It's, you know, it's having that Achilles tear and not knowing if you can come back from it. You know, then it's, you know, you gotta just do it because you want to set a great example for your kids.
Yeah.
So it means a lot more.
to win. That's why I play the game. You know, that's what drives me.
If I got to fight to get you in the gym, that's a problem. That's a problem. You want players that are gym rats, players that want to be in the gym, that want to work. And then from there, you build on top of that. But if you're lazy, man, I don't want to talk to you. I won't deal with you. You're going to make me feel dumber. You know, you're going to lower my level. I don't think so. You can go over there.
This guy is the best. How does that make you feel? I know you're kind of chuckling now because we can joke about it, but you're the best player in the nation for anybody in high school.
It feels good. It's great confidence, but
you have to keep moving on. Because I know a lot of guys who've been #1 in the past years, and it just fell off a cliff. So I have to keep working hard, and hopefully everything will work out. I'll be #1 in the future. So I'm going to continue to work hard, and we as a team are going to continue to work hard as an organization the same way. We continue to push and push until we get back to that top.
You start with what do you want your game to be? What would make your game most unstoppable or hard to deal with? And now you work backwards from there. And you start building it one piece at a time, one move at a time, one counter at a time. So there's a lot.
We flew back to LA that night, and I got home, it's probably like 3 in the morning. And I went down to the high school, which is down the street from our house. And the janitor let me in the gym, and I shot all day. All day. I mean, all day. And this was right after that playoff game. And I didn't leave the gym. I just kept shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and practicing and practicing. And I got a chance to let out the steam of disappointing my teammates and millions of fans. I got a chance to let all that out instead of bottling it up and envision that moment over and over and over and over and over. That was a huge summer for me because I felt like everybody had written me off after those air balls. And I was really excited when the schedule came out and I saw we had Utah.
Kobe, I read a couple days ago where you wanted to slow down the pace of your workout routine. Is that because you're in hopes of possibly getting some preseason games in, or you want to be healthy for the season opener?
Well, I just try to listen to my body, just kind of listen to it. We have a great staff here, and we just work hand in hand and just listen to how my body feels and just try to respond accordingly. We used to have an All-American camp that I used to go to, and at the time when I first showed up, I was a sophomore, and one of the things I would do is while everybody would be at the cafeteria, eating and doing all sort of stuff, I just go back to the gym. I just go back to the gym.
They'd be resting, eating.
And they'd see me leave, right? But now you're in a tough position because you're like, okay, I want to be like I'm following the kid to go work out, but I know he's working, he's up early, and he's doing all this other stuff. And so that was my way of showing them. Yeah, I may be from the suburbs, but you're not going to outwork me.
Wow.
And I'm mentally going to.
Did someone teach you that?
We really seem to, have bonded and understand that, if we want to get to that elite level, we really have to put in the work day in and day out.
With that, but I've worked extremely hard this summer to be able to play at a high level, regardless of the minute, right? If it's 30, if it's 48, I'm prepared to do whatever's necessary, and that's my job to do so.
My parents were great. Growing up, they instilled in me the importance of imagination, of curiosity, and understanding that, okay, if you want to accomplish something, I'm not just going to sit here and say, yes, you can do whatever you want. Yes, you can, but you have to also put in the work to get there, right? So they taught me that at a really early age, man. And when you grow up as a kid thinking that the world is your oyster and all things are possible if you put in the work to do it, you grow up having that fundamental belief.
One of your high school friends said, when I was partying, he was playing basketball. When I was waking up, Kobe was playing basketball before class. How would you describe your dedication to the sport even back then?
Well, I tried to find a balance, right? I tried to do both. I had a great deal of energy. So if there was a school party going on or something like that, I'd play basketball for a few hours. I'd do what I have to do and have fun doing it, and then I'd go to the party. And I'd show up and I'd have a good time, have fun, and I'd be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, working out and, training the next day. So I tried to do both.
40-point games, 60-point games in 3 quarters. So talk about what led up to the big monster 81-point game.
Well, it was 1,000 makes a day in the summertime, and going through things just as I would during the game. So I knew exactly where my positions were within the triangle and where the shots would be coming from. So everything that I did throughout the course of my training was literally simulating that. So it was all game shots. So when it came in the game, things were just automatic because I'd put my body through it before. Sometimes you get in the gym and you work out and you work on ball handling, you work on shooting, but none of it's really within a structure of what you will be doing in the game. For me, it wasn't like that. It was literally carbon copy of what I'd be doing. So by the time a season came around, it was all just muscle memory. I understand there's different levels of focus and commitment to a craft. I get that completely. If guys want to go out and have a good time, I get that completely. However, if you're going to do that and you show up to work the next day, you better be ready, right? If you're going to do that, you better come to practice and you better be ready to go. And if you're not, then I'm going to let you know. And I think the message was sent pretty clearly. Rest at the end, not in the middle. And that's something I always live by. Yeah, we're going to work hard. That's what training camp's about, preseason's about, is working hard, getting in shape, getting in condition. And not so much about the games, but just, the game is just another way to kind of, get your exercise, get your win, get your rhythm. So we're pushing it in practice all week.
And, I was able to focus on the game. A lot of the credit goes to my wife for not only putting up with it, but supporting my work ethic, because I work all day consistently, and she supported me, and a lot of credit goes to her.
But it's simple. Like, if you do the math on this, right? Like, if you're thinking about how often kids are playing, right? And I tell this to my daughter and my daughter's team as well that I coach. It's a simple thing of math. If you want to be a great player, if you play every single day, 2-3 hours, every single day, over the course of a year, how much better are you getting? Most kids will play maybe, an hour and a half, 2 days a week.
Right.
Do the math on that. It's not going to get it done. It's not going to get it done, right? So if you're obsessively training 2-3 hours every single day over a year, over 2 years,
you're to accelerate.
You make quantum leaps, man.
Just doing
If I could work that hard every day, with being blessed with the physical tools that I have, what would my career be? And I made a promise to myself from that day that I was going to work that hard every single day, so that when I do retire, I have no regrets. And that was the most important thing for me, is to leave no stone unturned, get better every single day. And if I lived that way, then over time, I'd have something that was beautiful. But that was my philosophy. It seems like a pretty simple one, but if you live your life to just get better every single day, and do that for 20 years, what do you have?
The kids are running. They've been running for 2 hours. Running. This one kid misses the line by like half inch.
No, it wasn't even a half inch. It was like about that much.
He misses the line. Kobe's like, stop. We had to stop everything. And he's like, nobody gets shoes. And all these kids are like,
oh, they're mad at the kid.
Yeah.
They're like, touch the line. All you gotta do is touch the line. That's it. It was this much. Touch the line.
And Kobe's like, no, nobody gets shoes. You guys sit on the sideline. And then Kobe made this kid run suicides, which is another drill. Baseline, free throw line, baseline, half court, baseline, opposite free throw line, baseline, and back.
3 in a row.
3 times.
You had to run 3 of them.
Yeah. But the best part was, the last one, Kobe ran with this kid. He ran with this kid, okay? Yeah, it's awesome. He ran with this kid, and there's 1.1 million people are watching online. Crazy. He ran with this kid. This kid was dry heaving. He was about to die.
Yeah. But
you're lucky he didn't die.
No, he wasn't going to die.
He wasn't going to die.
but the important thing to understand is you can't shortchange yourself. Like, you're not cheating anybody but yourself. Right? You're tired. You're literally this far away from the line. Why would you not go that extra to touch the line? Right? So if I let him get away with that, right, all of a sudden he starts maybe a cheat something over here, right? Not give his best over here, not give his best over here. And as years go on, he's going to be he's not going to reach his full potential because he's been taking these little shortcuts that just add up. And you can't let that happen. Our job as teachers, as mentors, as inspirers, it's our responsibility to hold them accountable to those things. Pressure's a funny thing. I always felt like the people that feel pressure are the people that cut corners or really didn't put the work in. If you know you've put in all the work, what is there to be nervous about? You've done it thousands of times before. You just go up there and do it one more time. Really a question of what side of the fence do you want to be on? Do you want to be nervous in those situations, or do you not want to be nervous in those situations? Do you want to look at pressure as a normal sport occurrence, like breathing is to every single day of your life? Then you put in the work. And if you don't, man, that's on you.
I think the best way to prove your value is to work, is to learn, is to absorb, to be a sponge. Right? But you always want to outwork your potential. You know, as hard as you believe you can work harder than that. And that's what I tried to do when I first came in the league. But, you know, basketball is such a direct competition sport that me coming in at 17, I hated when, like, my teammates would say, you know, I get hit with an elbow, right? Shaq would hit me with an elbow in practice. And, like, you know, Nick Van Exel would come up and say, are you okay? I'm like, motherfucker, what? Are you okay? What the hell's wrong with you? You know, so like I always had that extra chip on my shoulder. So like every day in practice for me was really trying to annihilate everybody that I was playing against. Because I wanted to prove you don't need to babysit me. Like I'm fine, you know?
Well, because you just focus on the day that you're playing. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like whatever you're doing in that moment, that's what you're doing. That's your sole focus. So you don't think about, you know, I have to do this for another year or I have to do this for another 2 months. Just think about that moment. What are you doing at that moment in time? You focus on 100%. That happens to me like when I'm running, when I'm working out, I'm running. And I do a lot of work on the track. And I'm running and I'm really tired. But the finish line is all the way on the other side. And if I look at where I have to run, I get even more tired. So what I do is I just look down. I just look down, I just look at my feet just moving. Then the next thing you know, I look up and I'm crossing the finish line.
Well, sorry to digress for a second, but how does an air ball feel good? I just want to know.
Because you know what?
I want to know that one.
No, that's a really good question. But you know, like sometimes you shoot the ball and you release it, and the trajectory feels good, your follow through is good. It's right there on target, it's in line, you're keeping the follow through up in the air, and then it goes short. But it feels good. So, you know, it's kind of like a shock to miss those sometimes.
Now, after that experience, obviously that weighs very heavily on your mind, but ultimately, Kobe Bryant works on his game. Shaquille O'Neal is right there in the house with you to begin with. Your game is elevated to another level. What did you do to get your game to that level specifically? For those out there, I mean, we got a whole bunch of basketball kids in the house.
Yeah.
What did you do to get your game to that level?
The prime example is I've had a trainer, the same trainer who's been training me for the last 10 years, named Joe Carbone. And after I shot those air balls, you know, I sat there and I thought, you know, as soon as we got on the plane, went back to LA that night, he and I met, and we went through the whole season, our training regimen. And the thing that we came down to was that, you know, our conditioning program needed to be adapted. We needed to change it.
All right, give it to me quick. What you do? And don't think I'm just listening just for the television show.
All summer long, we worked on our conditioning with the track. We did Olympic lifts. We went out there on the basketball court, and we did that, those three things in one day. And we did that all summer long. We broke them up in cycles. Because at the end of the game, even though the shots felt good, the truth of the matter is my legs were tired. I wasn't ready. You know, so what am I going to have to do now to get ready? So next time I'm in that position, I'm going to make those shots.
Is that what you still do to this day?
Oh, absolutely. I'm always asking why, you know, why didn't this work out? Okay, why did this work out? You know, how can I make this better? How can I make that better? So I'm always asking those questions to improve. I think that's when the idea of understanding a long-term view became important. Because I wasn't going to catch these kids in a week. I wasn't going to catch them in a year, right? So that's when I sat down and said, okay, this is going to take some thought, right? What do I want to work on first? All right, shooting. All right, let's knock this out. Let's focus on this. Half a year, 6 months, do nothing but shoot. Right? After that, all right, creating your own shot, and then you focus. So I started creating a menu of things. When I came back the next summer, I was a little bit better, right? And
a menu being like, I've got my jump shot from 15, I've got my
I got my jump shot from 15, I got my three-point shot, like just open shots, not miss open shots, right? And be able to shoot it with speed, because those kids are so much more athletic. And then the next summer I came back, I was a little better. And the summer came back, the next summer I was a little better. I scored.
Yeah,
you know, it wasn't much, but I scored.
And this is 12, 13.
12, 13. And then 14 came around, back half of 13, 14 years old, and then I was just killing everyone. And it happened in 2 years. And I wasn't expecting it to happen in 2 years, but it did, because what I had to do was work on the basics and the fundamentals. Well, they relied on their athleticism and their natural ability. And because I stick to the fundamentals, it just caught up to them. And then my body, you know, my knees stopped hurting. I grew into my frame. And
then your athleticism, once you have the fundamentals, the hard work, the mindset, and you tack on the athleticism, it's game over.
Then it was game over.
Wow.
Very flexible. Things come.
可以玩，一直玩，一直玩，一直玩，它就会玩。
You move with it.
他说就跟着走。
The strength and flexibility and the strength and acceptance. Like my game now, I could say, I want to be able to jump as high as I used to. I want to be able to be as fast as I used to. I have to be, No, I don't jump as high as I used to. That's okay. I'm not as fast as I used to be. That's okay too. I'll figure out another way to do it.
I just really wanted to get stronger because I saw that as untapped potential for myself. I felt like throughout the years since I've been in the league, I've been getting stronger every summer. And this summer, I felt like it was the time to really make that leap because I was knocking on the doorstep of becoming more of a power guard.
I'm grateful to Vanessa and the Bryant family for the opportunity to speak today. I'm grateful to be here to honor Gigi and celebrate the gift that Kobe gave us all. What he accomplished as a basketball player, as a businessman and a storyteller, and as a father. In the game of basketball, in life, as a parent, Kobe left nothing in the tank. He left it all on the floor. Maybe it surprised people that Kobe and I were very close friends. But we were very close friends. Kobe was my dear friend. He was like a little brother. Everyone always wanted to talk about the comparisons between he and I. I just wanted to talk about Kobe. All of us have brothers and sisters, little brothers, little sisters who, for whatever reason, always tend to get in your stuff, your closet, your shoes, everything. It was a nuisance, if I can say that word. But that nuisance turned into love over a period of time, just because the admiration that they had for you as big brothers or big sisters. The questions, they're wanting to know every little detail about life that they were about to embark on. He used to call me, text me, 11:30, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, talking about post-up moves, footwork, and sometimes the triangle. At first, it was an aggravation. But then it turned into a certain passion. This kid had passion like you would never know. And it's an amazing thing about passion. If you love something, if you have a strong passion for something, you would go to the extreme to try to understand or try to get it. Either ice cream, Cokes, hamburgers, whatever you have a love for. If you have to walk, you would go get it. If you have to beg someone, you would go get it. What Kobe Bryant was to me was the inspiration that someone truly cared about the way I played the game or the way that he wanted to play the game. He wanted to be the best basketball player that he could be. And as I got to know him, I wanted to be the best big brother that I could be. To do that, you had to put up with the aggravation, the late night calls, or the dumb questions. I took great pride as I got to know Kobe Bryant that he was just trying to be a better person, a better basketball player. We talked about business. We talked about family. We talked about everything. And he was just trying to be a better person. Now he's got me. I'll have to look at another crime meme for the next. I told my wife I wasn't going to do this because I didn't want to see that for the next 3 or 4 years. That is what Kobe Bryant does to me. I'm pretty sure Vanessa and his friends all can say the same thing. He knows how to get to you in a way that affects you personally, even though if he's being a pain in the ass. But you ever have a sense of love for him in the way that he can bring out the best in you. And he did that for me. I remember maybe a couple of months ago, he sends me a text. And he's saying, I'm trying to teach my daughter some moves. And I don't know what I was thinking or what I was working on. But what were you thinking about when you were as you were growing up, trying to work on your moves? I said, what age? He says, 12. I said, 12, I was trying to play baseball. He sends me a text back saying, laughing my ass off. And this was at 2 o'clock in the morning. But the thing about him was we could talk about anything that related to basketball, but we can talk about anything that related to life. And we, as we grow up in life, rarely have friends that we can have conversations like that. Well, it's even rare when you can grow up against adversaries and have conversations like that. I went and saw Phil Jackson in 1999 or maybe 2000. I don't know when Phil was here in LA. And I walk in and Kobe's sitting there. And the first thing, I'm in a suit. The first thing Kobe said, did you bring your shoes? No, I wasn't thinking about playing. But his attitude to compete and play against someone he felt like he could enhance and improve his game with. To me, that's what I loved about the kid. Absolutely loved about the kid. No matter where he saw me, it was a challenge. And I admired him because his passion, you rarely see someone who's looking and trying to improve each and every day, not just in sports, but as a parent, as a husband. I am inspired by what he's done and what he shared with Vanessa and what he's shared with his kids. I have a daughter who's 30 who just became a grandparent. And I have 2 twins. I have twins at 6. I can't wait to get home to become a girl dad and to hug them and to see the love and the smiles that they bring to us as parents. He taught me that just by looking at this tonight, looking at how he responded and reacted with the people that he actually loved. These are the things that we will continue to learn from Kobe Bryant. To Vanessa, Natalia, Bianca, Capri, my wife and I will keep you close in our hearts and our prayers. We will always be here for you, always. I also want to offer our condolences and support to all the families affected by this enormous tragedy. Kobe gave every last ounce of himself to whatever he was doing. After basketball, he showed a creative side to himself that I didn't think any of us knew he had. In retirement, he seemed so happy. He found new passions, and he continued to give back as a coach in his community. More importantly, he was an amazing dad, amazing husband, who dedicated himself to his family and who loved his daughters with all his heart. Kobe never left anything on the court. And I think that's what he would want for us to do. No one knows how much time we have. That's why we must live in the moment. We must enjoy the moment. We must reach and see and spend as much time as we can with our families and friends and the people that we absolutely love. To live in the moment means to enjoy each and every one that we come in contact with. When Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died. And as I look in this arena and across the globe, a piece of you died, or else you wouldn't be here. Those are the memories that we have to live with and we learn from. I promise you, from this day forward, I will live with the memories of knowing that little brother that I tried to help in every way I could. Please rest in peace, little brother.